Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban,
gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
That's Catiende. Oh, what a scoop shot. The best players in.
Oh! Justin Baltazar!
Casino. The trailer is Chris Lalata. gives us a throwdown.
2 seconds left. Fuentes.
Oh my goodness.
Near the logo, Miguel Fuentes.
Mark Cruz left open for 3. That's good. And he stares at Pamboy. Pamboy, Raimundo will shoot. That's way off. Good defense by South Cotabato. They go to Jonicio. Inside Hamito. Escape. And South Cotabato has the lead. They go to Kenny at the corner. 10 seconds. He's blocked. And Marwin reflects onto his opponent. He has to be careful with that.
Emotions are very high, but let's see, the referees are calling for a stoppage here.
On to Robbie for 3. No good. And game number 1 will belong to the South Cotabato Warriors.
What a different ball game for South Cotabato. Just walk how you want to end the ball game. Different game, same result. Emotions are very high. We do know what is at stake. This is the best of 3 only in the playoffs.
Hindi pa tapos ang laban. If there's anything that the Biñan Tatakgel knows is that they are not a team of quitters, especially with the roller coaster journey that they've been on this season. Experience daw kasi ang lamang nila sa matchup na ito. And they know that this time around they have the added bonus of playing in their home court in front of a crowd of proud Laguneños who are there to support them. Momentum naman ang pillars of support ng South Cotabato. Nothing is impossible para sa Warriors at ipinakita nila yon the many times that they defied odds this season. They know that their capabilities will lead them to closing out this series. Magiging mainit nga ang laban at tuloy-tuloy ang aksyon dito lang sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Matindi ang naging bagbakan sa ating unang laro kanina between the Davao Occidental Tigers and the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. And the same is expected here in Game 2 between the South Cotabato Warriors and the home squad, the Biñan Tatakgel, number 3 versus number 6. Their backs are against the wall, talking about the home squad as we bring you the action live from the Alonte Sports Arena. The series story is carrying momentum. Which team will be able to carry their momentum, especially in this game, a very important game for these two squads. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Christian Luanzon. Coach Christian, everybody was expecting for Biñan to have that game in the bag in Game 1. Then suddenly, South Cotabato pulling all the stops needed, especially with Mark Cruz on the firing end, getting that all-important Game 1 victory in the best-of-3 series. We know that Game 1 very important. What does the home squad, Biñan Tatakgel, have to work on in this game?
Well, it puts a lot of pressure on them because you think that they have home court advantage, but being down 0-1, there's some pressure to them themselves. But you know, it just goes to show, going back to your first statement, that the game never stops until time expires, and that's exactly what happened, you know, in the first game. We all thought that that game was quote-unquote in the bag for Biñan, up by 8 in less than 4 minutes. Lo and behold, they're down 0-1 here in their home floor. Certainly, their backs are against the wall, but they're gonna need every ounce of energy, not only from the players, but also from this crowd in this game.
Well, almost a good-sized crowd here, almost a full house dito sa Alonte Sports Arena, and the 6-man of the Biñan Tatakgel expecting them to get a victory here in Game 2 to force Game 3 next week. Well, let's talk about the playoff bracket, the updated playoff bracket. We saw Batangas City advance to our South Division semifinals earlier.
Well, you look at the North Division, everything is set. San Juan, Caloocan, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija. What a series all of that will be. Quezon still waiting for that Zamboanga Parañaque, which will happen next week in Zamboanga on Monday. Batangas advancing in the last game, a hard-fought win against Davao, and Biñan looking to extend. So Batangas certainly has their eyes on this game. Mahabang pahinga pa ba sila? Mas mahaba ba? O maglalaro na ba sila? as soon as possible.
And that's why we saw some Batangas City players still staying here in the venue. As you take a look, shots from the crowd here at the Elonte Sports Arena in anticipation for this game. They're gonna want to find out kung sino sa parehong kupunan na ito ang makakalaban nila sa susunod na round. Now let's talk about Game 1 between the South Cotabato Warriors and the Biñan Tatak Gel. They had the lead for all but 4 minutes of that game. In fact, it was only in the 50.2 mark of the fourth quarter where the South Cotabato Warriors were able to taste their first share of the advantage in that game when Jammer Hamito made that layup, and then Marvin Janicio and Felix Saprecu knocking down free throws to extend the lead to 3 and tab the final score.
Well, you know the saying that, you know, the game is decided up until the last quarter, and the first 3.5 minutes of this game, 35 minutes of the game, this game was controlled by Biñan. You know, South Cotabato never really led or controlled the ball game on those first 35 minutes until the last 4 minutes. You know why? Because Ant-Man took over. You know, he had 24 big points, 20 all in the second half, 10 in the last 4 minutes of that game after being down by 8. He hit some ridiculous shots, and then down by 1, as you mentioned, Jammer Hamido of the out-of-bounds sideline play, a perfectly executed, well-drawn-up play by Coach Elvis. Hamido on the seal, go-ahead basket, and then Manalang on the other end for the last shot of the inbounds was not able to hit the tie, and get that game into overtime. Long and behold, here in Biñan, South Cotabato up by 1.
It's going to be interesting to see what game plan Coach Elvis Tolentino has for this ball game. It's going to be a good coaching battle between him and Coach Boyd Fernandez. Pero tingnan natin ang ating player matchup for tonight. The Ant-Man, Mark Cruz, going up against another floor general on the other side. Pamboy Raimundo, Coach Boyd Fernandez, his trusted ward for so many years. They've won many championships together before, and they're wanting to win a championship here in the MPBL as well.
Tama ka dyan, no? And that's the word that everybody would love, you know, to get that word championship. And one of these two teams, nag-aspire para dumating doon, but they gotta advance first, obviously. And Pamboy Raimundo, you know, in that 9-game winning streak, lagpas kalahati doon, siya ang best player. Mark Cruz, as we mentioned, perfect from the field. I think what's more impressive is the 11 free throws. 9 out of 11 had 3 times. But really, that takeover in the last 4 minutes was insane.
Those free throws by South Cotabato really helped them chop down that advantage that Biñan had in that game. They were up by as much as 12 points. These two players featured in our player matchup are at courtside with Miss Gianna Lianes.
Yes, our player matchup of Mark Cruz and Pamboy Raimundo. Kausapin muna natin si Mark. Mark, alam naman namin na ikaw ay may experience talaga bilang isang leader dito sa MPBL. How will you lead your team naman to close out this series today?
Same thing lang ginawa namin, maging aggressive and kausapin yung mga teammates ko kung ano man naging problem, and maging yung composure namin. Kailangan hanggang matapos yung game, compose kami.
And with Game 1 nga, nasa team nyo ang momentum sa laro ngayon. So paano nyo gagamitin yon to your advantage?
Ginawa namin first game, kailangan namin doblehin, triplehin yung effort, yung aggressiveness namin para ma-close out namin to series na to. And sana, dahil ang hirap nung crowd, sobrang lakas.
Thank you very much, Mark Cruz. Ngayon, ikaw naman, Pamboy, karamihan rin sa inyong kupunan ay may experience na sa mga sitwasyon na ito. So, ano yung pinag-usapan nyo after Game 1 para ngayon fresh start na kayo at may positive mindset?
Pinag-usapan namin after ng Game 1, kailangan namin maglaro ng at least 40 minutes kasi 2 games from elimination to quarters. All throughout the game, lamang kami. So, sa dulo kami natalo. So, kailangan namin maglaro ng 40 minutes.
And binanggit nga ni Mark, medyo mahirap ang inyong crowd ngayon, which is going to be your 6th man for today. Batiin mo naman lahat na nandito para suportahan ang inyong koponan.
Sa lahat ng mga taga Biñan, maraming salamat sa suportang binigay nyo sa amin ngayon. And hopefully, manalo tayo ngayon para may Game 3.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was our player matchup, Mark Cruz and Pamboy Raimundo. I'm turning it over now to our Coliseum Barker, Richard Tapos, for the start of the game.
Get ready, everyone. We're live at Elonte Sports Arena for tonight's main game. South Cotabato takes a 1-0 lead in the quarterfinals over Biñan Tatakgel. Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6 playoffs. Presented by Extreme and MPBL Party List. Ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. Introducing our starters. Let's begin with South Cotabato Warriors. Playing center number 1, Jammer Hamito. Starting at guard number 7, Kyle Tolentino. One guard number 8, JP Calvo. At forward number 20, Jerby Cruz. The other forward number 21, the MPBL inaugural season MVP, Val Acuna. The head coach is Elvis Tolentino. Assistant coaches, Boying Diloy, Ramon Pito, Apple Coronado, Peter Delegero, and Rod Tolentino. The team manager, Merman Flores. The team owner is the rap artist, Michael Pacquiao. And now, for your Biñan Tatakgel Beast Motorcycle GameX. At guard number 0, Pamboy Raimundo. Power forward number 9, KG Canaleta. Small forward number 88, Kenny Rocacurva. Starting at guard number 22, Carlo Lastimosa. Coming in at center number 15, Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Pingris. The head coach is Boyet Fernandez. Assistant coaches, Gino Manansala, Gino Manuel, Eliazar Kabutotan, Gerard Manansala, Jerwin Gako, and Rico Meyer-Hofer. Team manager, Jojo Cunanan. The team owner, Sajidanyo Nuevo.
Our starting 5 of this game brought to you by Sports Max, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. A win to the max. Kyle Tolentino, joined by Jammer Hamito, Jervy Cruz, and Val Acuna, while JP Calvo will be subbing in for Nico Elorde in the starting 5 for the South Cotabato Warriors. Para naman sa Biñan Tatakgel, the home squad, Carlos Lastimosa and Pamboy Raimundo still in the backcourt, joined by Mark Pingris, Kenny Rocacurva, but this time KG Canaleta will be starting in place of J-Mar Gimpayan. We welcome you to Game 2 between the Biñan Tatakgel and the South Cotabato Warriors, live here at the Alonte Sports Arena. Javi Palanya on the call, joined by Coach Christian Luanzon and Miss Gianna Lianes. Happy viewing to everybody watching on the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook, YouTube channels, and also on MPTV channel 98 on Signal, satellite channel 53 as well. The opening tip goes to the South Cotabato Warriors. They're wearing white today, while Biñan wearing black, green, and white.
Now, what a poor start for South Cotabato. If you're the away team and you get first possession, the last thing that you want is an unforced turnover. First pass pa lang, turnover na, babalik ka agad sa Biñan yung bola with only 10 seconds. That was subtracted on the game clock.
Especially coming from a guy you inserted into the starting lineup for your usual starting point guard in JP Calvo,
who saw action in the first game. In the second half, 0 for 2 in that game, did not score, and he gets the starting nod tonight over Nico Elorde. Lastimosa on an ISO.
That is a situation that he will continue to milk game in, game out, all of these years. Carlo Lastimosa, a professional scorer, getting the first basket of this game. Cruz from the outside, back irons that 3. Long rebound goes to Val Acuna, who himself was in double figures, and he's picking up from where he left off in Game 1 here in Game 2.
Certainly is. I thought he had 14 points, one of 3-4 players, one of 3 players in double figures. His 8 points in the third quarter. At that time, they were facing their biggest deficit of 12 points as Pingris makes a move inside the paint and gets fouled by Hamito. But I thought Val Acuna kept their heads afloat in the third quarter. 8 of his 14 in the third. He had 2 3-pointers in the first half. He starts off this game with this 3-pointer right here. And let me correct myself. JP Calvo, 0 field goals, but had 3 points all coming from the free throw line in the last game. This is a good sign, though, for the #1 3-point shooting team to end the season in terms of mix. Itong South Cotabato, they certainly love the 3-point line. Pero yung mga tira nila nasa sistema, either nasa set plays or nasa in transition, kick-outs from offensive rebounds. Hindi lang yung basta binabato nila yung bola papunta sa ring.
That is certainly one facet of the system that Coach Elvis Tolentino has been employing here with the South Cotabato Warriors, in which we are no strangers to, after this is the same system that he also ran with the Marikina Shoemasters for years. Acuna will miss that second three. Canaleta with the rebound. Earlier you saw Mark Pingris being aggressive against Jammer Hamito. Here in the fast break, Kenny Rocacurva kissing it off the glass. Natanggal pa dun ang headband ni Kyle Tolentino.
And that's the advantage when you play at your home floor. When you push the pace, you get easy baskets, and that's the easier way to get this crowd into it. Jervy Cruz, after missing his first shot, not that time for the second one. First three of the ball game for him. Second for South Cotabato. All of the 6 points from downtown.
Jervy Cruz was scoreless in game 1. Missed everything from the field, including 2 shots from the outside. Lastimosa, this time the fall away won't drop para sa kanya. JP Calvo brings it into their front court. Hamito on the block, settles for that fall away jumper against the Pinoy Sakuragi and connects.
Well, it's amazing how players like Hamito can score 16 points in the last game, that go-ahead basket, in a season wherein not even a single player averaged in double figures. And yet here they are in the playoffs, 1 game away towards the next round.
Batangas City, Tadwai Rum Masters awaiting the winner of this series. But Jean-Marc Pingris, the Pinoy Sakuragi, wanting to bounce back from a subpar offensive game in game 1. Very aggressive offensively here in game 2.
If you notice, Javi, as Tolentino gets the offensive rebound, every ball screen action or get action is involving Mark Pingris. They want to tire his legs. If he's going to show hard, then eventually mapapagod siya. This was the forward pass and the nice finish by Rocacurva, who finished with 24 points in the last game.
Nice fake and finish galing kay Kenny Rocacurva, featured in our fast break of the game, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Val Acuna, this time scoring from inside the arc. 10-8 ang ating tala dito.
Kalahati dyan kay Val Acuna. And he's picking up where he left off. He had a quick start also in the last game. Hit 2 threes in that first quarter, had 6 points. And like we mentioned earlier, 8 of the 14 in the third quarter. And then Mark Cruz took over in the fourth for them to win that game. Now let's see what Biñan has. Pamboy Raimundo in a ball screen action with KG on top.
Canaleta leaves it for Pingris. Blocked on top by Hamito. Back to KG. Canaleta could not finish. That's a sorry miss. Multiple attempts there for the Biñan Tatak Gel, going nowhere. And off the ball.
Right, unnecessary. KG has to be better than this. For those who watched the game, there was I thought, a stretch wherein if he was able to keep his composure, tinawagan na ng tonting itong si Marvin Dionisio. They were down by 3, and then, which means they could have had a technical foul for them. This was the foul away from the basketball. And it's only going to be a regular foul, but let's see if KG can hold his ground, because if he picks up that second one, it could be costly para sa kanila, para ilabas siya. Jervy Cruz with a nice drive.
He attacks the closeout of Canaleta, but here Biñan is off and running. Lastimosa leading the break. Lastimosa could not get the roll. That's another point-blank miss for the guys in black. JP Calvo on the counter, well defended by Pamboy Raimundo. Another chance here for South Cotabato. Acuna short on the 3. The tap goes to Rocacurva. Kenny goes left. Rocacurva couldn't get it off the glass. Taps it to Lastimosa. Carlo, short stab, is short as well. Jervy Cruz could not handle it. That ball was like a hot potato. Para kay Jervy Cruz, he's gonna lose it out of bounds in favor of the Biñan Tatak Gel.
Always interesting to see, especially early on, Javi. yung tema ng officiating in the last game. In the last game, there were a total of 51 fouls and 60 free throws, and yet I thought it was a physical, well-fought game. Mukhang yun yung tema ulit ngayong gabi.
Especially para dito sa Biñan, they're not gonna back down from anything here against South Cotabato, especially that they're playing on their home floor in front of their home crowd here at the Alonte Sports Arena.
Another sorry miss that time, reverse layup. Libre sa ilalim si Pamboy Raimundo. So the struggle continues for Biñan, at least for the last 3 possessions.
3 out of 10 so far from the field in this game, but they get the steal. Pingis on the right wing looking inside. He tried to go to Rocacurva. Here, Rocacurva goes to the curl. Layup no good. Pingris is there for the putback.
Oh, what a beautiful, simple play that Coach Boyet insisted. It was just a simple pin down, then the curl by Rocacurva, as you pointed out. And that curl was, forced 2 defenders eventually, even though it was a miss. Pingris cleans it up.
Oh, but Jervy Cruz, he's had the number of KG Canaleta these past couple of possessions on that attack to the basket.
Ganda ng play na yun, no? Yung dribble penetration working for both teams, especially in the last 2 possessions.
Raimundo looks inside to Pingris, who only had JP Calvo on him, but the pass a little bit too forward to handle para kay Mark Pingris.
Looking how Pingris is moving, how aggressive has he been on both ends of the floor as you take a look at the...
That's a rebound of the game brought to you by the MPBL party list. Ang kaligaan ng mamamayang Pilipino, he's certainly much more locked in tonight, Coach.
Certainly, and I thought he was locked in the first game. He wasn't just, aggressive enough in terms of looking for his shots. He ended up with 9 points. With 3 points on 1 of 3 shooting. He's been more aggressive in terms of looking for his shots tonight. I think yung resistensya niya of how to stay long in the game in quarters, specifically in certain stretches, and that's going to be something to look out for. He played a total of 25 minutes in the last game.
Mark Cruz, floater in the lane. The tap goes to Raimundo. Lastimosa is ahead. Acuna giving chase. Lastimosa will finish. We're outside at 12.
A little more advanced in years. Veterano na ito si Lastimosa, but certainly still has that silky smooth finish, especially in transition. One of the more dynamic scorer guards we have in the league.
Larry Rodriguez, top of the circle 3, knocks it down. Fresh off the bench, Larry Rodriguez gives South Cotabato back the advantage.
Something that he has certainly looked for, especially this season in this 3-point shooting team in South Cotabato. Nung nasa San Juan yan, he would take a couple or 2. Pero ngayon, pag libre na siya sa ibabaw, hindi na nag-hesitate. That's a foul and a basket.
The Bruce and the deuce for Kenny Rocacurva. He has been looking for his shots time and time again here in the first quarter, from dribble handoff setups to drives to the basket. Here he gets the step on Tolentino. Apreco could not stop him, leans in, uses his body, and gets the contact against Cal Tolentino.
And this is more on Apreco rather than Tolentino, because he was tailing already from the top of the key. Anytime there's a 2-man game right there, that was like a brush screen set by Apreco's man, KG Canaleta. You cannot just stand and watch. You got to hedge or help out and trust the help from your other teammates. Rocacurva all the way to the basket for the 3-point play.
Game-long brilliance in Game 1 for Kenny Rocacurva. 24 points, 7 in the first half, 17 in the last 2 quarters. Para dito kay Kenny Rocacurva, nice. Former Pasig City standout. And there, he blocks the shot of the Ant-Man. Rodriguez, second 3 on the way. That's down. Para kay Larry Rodriguez, a 47.4% 3-point shooter this season.
Yun na nga, mabigat eh. He doesn't take a lot, but if he takes them, at least kalahati or close to it, he makes them.
J. Mark Gimpayan in the game, bottled up by the defense of Apreco and Elrod. Larry Rodriguez asking for a travel, but Gimpayan looks like he will get the foul as we take a look at this 3-point shot of the game, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Off the loose ball, off the save, Larry Rodriguez picks it up and knocks it down from the right wing.
Now imagine that, yung nakapalpal na si Roca Curva from the left side of the floor. Pagkapalpal niya, siya pa ang nag-save on the other side of the floor. Yun nga lamang napunta kay Larry Rodriguez. Larry Rodriguez, perfect so far from the three-point line.
Let's now go courtside to Miss Gianna Llanes. Go ahead, G.
Javi and Coach Christian, halos lahat ng South Cotabato Warriors ay may lagnat daw ngayon, including Coach Elvis himself. Pero in his words, when we're going against a team like Biñan, how can we rest? Ngayon daw, we don't stop ang paulit-ulit nilang sinasabi sa isa't isa. Coach Elvis adds, when things go good, we don't stop. But more so, when things go bad, we don't stop. At yun daw ang mindset nila na nakapanalo sa kanilang last few games. At dahil daw depensa ang bread and butter nila, he shares that they really can't think about the opponent's pace right now. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. When things go bad, we don't stop. May lagnat daw sila dito. Mukha nga, Coach, si Larry Rodriguez mainit ngayon mula sa labas.
Totoo yan, no? And, you know, alam mo, medyo uso talaga ngayon eh. Pero tulad nga nung report ni Gianna, this is every player's dream to play in an atmosphere, in a big stage like this, especially if you're a team that could close out the higher-seeded team like Biñan.
Enzo Hoson is in the game as well as Marvin Jonicio, who takes it from downtown. That one's long. He picks up his own miss. The Tatak Gel have not been doing a good job of getting those long rebounds here in the first quarter. Hoson will launch. No good. And finally, Biñan clears it. That's Mike Maestre pulling down that rebound for the Tatak Gel.
The one guy who I believe, if not the leading scorer, you know, after 28-29 games to the season, missed the first game with a sprained ankle, is back tonight. But Maestre, after that defensive stop, 2 possessions prior by forcing the turnover on the closeout kay Larry Rodriguez, this time on the ball screen as the roller recovers the basketball. Here's a whistle, and look at the concentration, you know, for the three-point play coming up.
He's playing in front of his hometown here, talking about Mike Maestre. Played 13 minutes in game 1. 3 out of 4 from the field, had 9 points. Maestre, as we know, was a valuable asset to Coach Boyd Fernandez in that Pasig City rotation last year. And now he has proven that despite the presence of veterans like KG Canaleta, Mark Pingris, he is still very much that valuable to this Biñan team.
So this is second group versus second group. Wala nang naiwan sa first group para sa dalawang koponan. Less than 2 minutes remaining.
Unang pasok ni Chris Dumapig is joined by Cruz, Hoson, Rodriguez, and Jonicio here para kay Coach Elvis Tolentino. Rodriguez looking inside to Dumapig. Almost a good denial. Yes, it is a good denial by Maestre. He will be called for the offensive foul. Talking about Chris Dumapig.
Now, how important are closeouts as a part of your defensive system? Javi, it is so important to the point that a guy like Rodriguez, who hit 2 threes, you don't see it on the replay, but Himpayan really closed out long and at the same time did not allow the drive, and add to that, forces a turnover on that high-low action by South Cotabato. Dahil sa foul, they're gonna walk all the way up to the other side. May 2 free throws pang kasama. So yung sipag mo sa depensa, oftentimes, marireward pa na maganda.
A minute and 20 remaining here in the first quarter. The Biñan Tatak Gel up 20-18. Maestre has 1 more free throw to go. Now, this is a guy who truly encapsulates what you just said, Coach Christian. Pag dumidepensa ka, talagang you're gonna reap the rewards. Maestre has been that kind of player under Coach Boyd Fernandez.
A lot of fouls to get to be exact, for Biñan, with still 1 minute remaining.
Cruz will take it from downtown. That rattles home. Mark Cruz raised the bell from the outside. Quickly, J-Mar Gimpayan tried to go for the stretch. Excellent stop for the guys in white. Mark Cruz trying to go back-to-back. Left-hand finish, no good. 3-point field goal story. 5 out of 11 for the Warriors, while Biñan has yet to attempt from the outside.
And that's a poor foul. Because nabanggit natin yung foul situation. Meron pang fouls to give ang Biñan. Pero, ang South Cotabato, wala na. Ito yung ball screen action, no? Hindi ka pwedeng umandar kay Ant-Man. Lalong-lalo na kung kakagaling lang niya sa isang takeover na 10 puntos in less than 4 minutes.
One of the most talented scorers here in the league for years now. Ito si Mark Cruz. South Cotabato, kung sila nakakarami na mula sa labas, itong Biñan nakakarami mula sa free throw line.
Ang dami na niyan. Itong already the 9th and 10th attempt. Only the second miss para sa kanila. 7 out of 9 is Biñan. And we talked about that. And South Cotabato naman in this game, wala pang kahit isang free throw. But both teams close to 60 free throws in the last game. 29 for South Cotabato, 31 for Biñan.
JJ Pido able to get Biñan that 1-point lead. Miss from the outside. Galing kay Hoson. Dumapig the offensive rebound. Overshoots the putback attempt. Rodriguez inside the arc. Swishes that one.
Now that shot is so tough to guard because oftentimes when you pass it to a shooter, whether it's a big man or a small man, they catch it, in the pocket. But Larry Rodriguez, he knows how to shoot it on top of his head. He has so good of a touch na kahit nasa taas ng bola, yung bola sa ulo niya, nasushoot niya pa rin. Pero ang ganda ng sagot ng Biñan to beat the buzzer at the end of the first quarter.
Mike Maestre, impact off the bench here para sa Biñan Tatak Gel. Maestre with 7 points here in the first 10 minutes. Check this one out. Highlights from the first quarter. Carlos Lastimosa caught on an island there with Valacuña, and of course he takes advantage, but Valacuña off to a good start himself. 5 points in the game para kay Valacuña to help South Cotabato keep in step with Biñan in that first quarter. Larry Rodriguez though, coach, what a ball game he has had so far.
8 points off the bench. I don't think he missed in that first half. And coming off the bench, he was 3 out of 4. He missed one. But his impact scoring-wise has been big time. Although they're down by 1 heading into the next kanto.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Back inside the Alonte Sports Arena here in Biñan City, you're looking at the MPBL VIP row. That was led by CEO Joe Ramos on Monday. Parañaque and Zamboanga will finally decide the winner of their series in Game 3 of their best-of-3 affair at the Mayor Vitaliano Agad Coliseum in Zamboanga City. That's going to be at 7 o'clock p.m. Javi Palanya on the call, joined by Coach Christian Luanzon and Miss Gianna Llanes. We want to greet a happy birthday to one of our cameraman, Mr. Jordan Vicente. Maligayang kaarawan sa inyo.
Uy, maligayang bati.
Si Jordan, one of our very loyal cameramen. Matagal na rin yan dito sa MPBL. Maraming salamat sa iyong serbisyo, and we wish you well as you take another year on this very good planet of ours.
So, double pay yan. Pumasok sa birthday.
Dapat. Our first quarter field goal story, 39% for South Cotabato, while Biñan shot 47% from the field. South Cotabato was 5 out of 12 from the outside. Biñan yet to take a shot from downtown. Pido, this would have been the first, but it was blocked by the South Cotabato defense. Cruz bounce pass to Larry Rodriguez. Also now with it, Dumapig asking for it. Gets hit against Maestre. Ball moving around here for South Cotabato, but the ball is on the floor. That's a kick. That's gonna go against Biñan. Unfortunate there were the South Cotabato Warriors, even though that ball was moving around.
Right.
It looked like the offense was going nowhere.
Yeah, and Pido better be careful with his reactions, because I thought he did a good job on the seal right there by Himpayan or by Rodriguez. Playing off ball, getting a hand in, almost forced a turnover. But instead, Jensen right now, or South Cotabato rather, with the possession.
Also on the pass, wasn't really expecting it. Dumapig. Will that count? Nope. And our table official signaling the 24-second shot clock violation. Coach Elvis Tolentino saying it should have counted.
They're going to take a look at it.
Coach Elvis is saying tumama naman daw sa ring.
Right. And if you could you know, it doesn't make any sense to me, Javi, as you see right here on the replay.
Yeah, it was already reading 0, Coach.
Okay, 1. Yep, 0 right there. But let's see. Okay.
Yeah, 0 na talaga.
I was waiting for, you know how even if it's 0, kasi may mga millisecond pa yan in other venues, and then you would see the red light. I was waiting for that, but it looked to be clear that it was 24 seconds. But I was about to say, if we could replay or what do you call this, review, it felt like almost every play during nung season, but dapat lalo ngayon kasi playoffs to eh. Walang sense yun, di ba? So sige, ano nyo na.
Sulitin nyo na.
Sulitin nyo na. Playoffs to eh. Do or die game pa para sa Biñan.
Almost a full house here inside the Alonte Sports Arena. I think this is the most we've seen this season. And rightfully so, because their homegrown player, Mike Maestre, is trying to force a Game 3 para sa kanila. That's another basket. He is at 9 points right now.
There's a foul off the ball on the full court press after a basket by Biñan. This was the blow-by by Maestre. 1, 2, 3, 4 white shirts. That's unacceptable if you're Coach Elvis talking about his defensive effort right there. Elorde nasa laro na.
First stint on the floor for Nico Elorde, who started Game 1. He has been actually the constant starter for Coach Elvis Tolentino at that point guard spot. High-low play for South Cotabato. Rodriguez finding Dumapig, having good position against Jmar Gimpayan.
You see the reaction right now kay Larry Rodriguez because of his 8 points all coming from the outside, pretty much from the top of the key. That double drag action, yung pagpasa sa kanya, yung close-out, which means there's more space inside the paint by his partner, sealing underneath, rolling to the basket, is also Dumapig. Na-foul nga lamang, 2 free throws na para sa kanya.
This first free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. That's a make para kay Chris Dumapig on his first free throw. Dumapig had 4 points in Game 1. He was 2 out of 5 from the field and had 2 assists. 26-24, 1 out of 2 para kay Chris Dumapig. Gray on the right side. Gimpayan looking for Pido, who sets a down screen para kay Manalang. Gimpayan rolls to the basket, gets that pass, galing kay Manalang and scores.
Beautiful action on that play by Biñan. That dribble handoff on the side and then zoom action after that one, and then that quick pocket pass to the rolling Gimpayan. Pero nabawi naman kagad quickly on the post by Dumapig.
3 straight points para kay Chris Dumapig. I should correct myself, he only had 4 points in Game 1, not 9. 28-26. The Warriors still down by a bucket. Gray goes off the staggered. Speedo still has the basketball. That's way off the mark. Jonicio clears it para sa South Cotabato. Elorde looking ahead. Elorde gets by Pido, and there's a foul against JJ. Who readily apologizes to Coach Boyd Fernandez. Check out this assist of the game brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino.
Because it was Manalang on that action who received the basketball on the handoff by Gimpayan. He draws 2 and then opens up the roll. Nobody helping out on the weak side. Gimpayan knows what to do. He even finished with his left.
Wala pang 3 minuto nakakalipas dito sa ating pangalawang yugto. Elorde will inbound from the baseline here para sa South Cotabato. Jonicio gets off the screen by Hamito, who's back in the game alongside JP Calvo. Manalang trying to chase him off the ball. Dumapig, he could hit that jumper. Good box out there by JR Alabanza on Jammer Hamito.
Well executed play after the inbounds on the baseline. Got a good look, as you said. Dumapig, meron siya niyan. Pero maganda ron, hindi rin bumigay yung depensa ng Biñan doon on the late contest kay Dumapig.
Tyrone Chan in the game for the first time with that. Blunt pa ba tawag dyan? Blonde hair?
I don't think so.
Jonathan Gray could not draw a whistle on the drive. Biñan gets it back. Manalang short on the three-point try. I think that's their first attempt from the outside in this game. At South Cotabato throwing that basketball away. Botched opportunity there para sa Warriors.
A good job by Alabanza sprinting back. Kakapasok lamang niya. So fresh legs yan. Putting his hands up. Even though nakatalikod siya, hindi niya nakita yung bola. But his effort paid off. Force a turnover on that pass by South Cotabato.
6-2 now in terms of turnovers in this game. Plus 4 for the Warriors. Manalang on the right side. Chan swings it to Gray. Gray will take the three. Could not make it. Acuna tracks it down.
This could be a basket timeout situation for Biñan.
Acuna, short jumper in and out. Alabanza, another big board. Both teams failing to knock down baskets in the past few possessions. Chan hand off to Gray. Two-man game. Chan gives it up.
Yep.
Chan. Sobra.
Malamig pa.
Calvo gets it back. He will pull it out. Or sees that Dumapig had Pido on him. Unfortunately, that did not really have good position to catch the basketball. That's going to be another turnover for the South Cotabato Warriors.
The turnovers right now killing. Itong South Cotabato had multiple opportunities to either tie or even take the lead.
There's going to be a timeout on the floor here, brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. Mike Maestre tonight so far has been the leading scorer all game long para sa Biñan Tatak Gel. 9 points, perfect from the field and from the free throw line, including 3 rebounds. More on Mike Maestre from Ms. Gianna Llanes.
Beyond his contributions on court, si Mike Maestre ay malaki rin daw ang contributions off court ayon sa kanyang best friend na si Kenny Rocacurva. Kwento ni Kenny, pag nadadown daw siya sa mga maling galaw in game, Mike is always there to cheer him up, something he does for all of his teammates. No point daw in listening in on their conversations dahil puro kalokohan. But that is the same energy he's using right now to ease the pressure off his teammates as a reminder for them to just enjoy playing in front of their home crowd tonight. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. Eh, kung ikaw ba, coach, yung mga conversation mo sa best friend mo, puro kalokohan rin ba?
Well, you're gonna have to ask my wife since she's my best friend. And I'm pretty sure she's gonna say maybe 80% of it. I'm a totally different person pag nasa bahay ako.
Oh, and we're now here at the Alote Sports Arena calling Game 2 of this series between South Cotabato and Biñan. Currently, the Warriors having those turnovers prevent them from tying this game or even getting back the lead here. Raimundo with the basketball. Pamboy gets a pass to Chan, short stab. Not really the usual shots he takes, but he can finish those baskets, talking about Tyrone Chan.
And that's going to open up for him because it looks like those two wings in the corner, they're staying home on Lastimosa and Gray, which means there's going to be a lot of space for rollers inside the paint. Jervy Cruz misses this one.
Recycle here for South Cotabato. Acuna with a hand in his face. When has that ever been a problem for Val Acuna?
Just a beautiful looking jumper itong si Val Acuna since his UE Red Warrior days. Ang mabigat pa sa kanya, he stands 6'3" and has a wingspan of a 6'7", 6'8" player. Ang haba ng galamay, jump shot pa tumira.
Lastimosa trying to get it back with a hook shot. He gets his own miss. Second serving, he was fouled there. Going back to Val Acuna, you know, his rise in the UAAP was After the era of guys like Marcio Aureliano and James Martinez, he practically took over that program. As you see here, he's featured in our three-point shot of the game, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
Him, Paul Lee, Elmer Espiritu, Hans Tiele. I'm sure I'm missing a lot of names, but yun yung mga matitindi niyang kakampihan. You know, Val Acuña, he's a former teammate of mine. We won a championship together in the ABL when we played for, you know, San Miguel a decade ago. And he's still here playing. He looks like 31. And I'm just going to stop at that.
Okay. I was waiting for when you would stop on the years.
Okay,
on the years reference.
Speaking of age, belated happy birthday to one of the iconic characters, players we have sa bansa natin, kay Mark Pingris, who turned. I'm gonna stop there.
Sinabi niya sa'yo kanina na huwag mo raw sabihin yung totoong edad.
Huwag raw sabihin eh. But birthday niya, I believe, kahapon.
Now we're all tied up at 29. South Cotabato looking to break that tie right here. Acuña, can he do it? Yes, sir, he does.
And it was a shot he had to take because there was only 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Gives me a short look too. Yeah, I see you, Val.
7 out of 15 for the Warriors from the great beyond, while Biñan is 0 out of 5. Ken Rocacurva knocked the first one down. That's a travel against Kenny. Di nagkarinigan ng pito dito ang parehong kupunan. They were continuing action. That's how loud it is here inside the Alonte Sports Arena. And Val Acuña getting a high five of appreciation from his former teammate Christian Luanzon, just as our table officials call another timeout here para naman dito sa Biñan Tatak Gel. 3 minutes and 57 remaining here in the first half.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
11 from the field, 4 out of 10 from the great beyond. Itong si Val Acuña, former UE Red Warrior and former ABL champion, the teammate of Coach Christian Luanzon.
Well, you know what they say about shooters. Shooters are always going to shoot. But there's a difference for a shooter like Val Acuña. His confidence never wavers. Meaning, kahit na 0 out of 10 pa yan, yung pang-11 niya, pag binigay mo sa kanya, especially if the game's on the line, he's not even gonna hesitate. That's how confident he is in terms of the work that he puts in, especially to that jump shot of his.
He has never shied away from the big moments. You just saw our MPBL leadership a moment ago, headed by our Commissioner, Captain Marabel, Kenneth Beremdes. Here comes Nico Elorde trying to attack on that baseline against the interior defense of Mark Pingris and Pamboy Raimundo. It's going to go out of bounds, still in favor of South Cotabato. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Warriors. Elorde looking to Val Acuña, defended closely by Kenny Rocacurva. Hamito trying to set the screen. Acuña waves him off. Tough jumper, rolls in para kay Val Acuña.
It was well defended to take away the shot from the three-point line, and I like what Val did. Oftentimes we would see him do a jab and force that shot in the corner, but instead he does a Barkley move, drive to post, and then uses his length up top to shoot over the smaller Rocacurva.
Pingris demanded for that basketball kay Tyrone Chan. Here he is making a move on Jammer Hamito, and that's gonna be a conversion for the Pinoy Sakuragi. Hamito is down, looks like he's in pain. There you see Miss Danica Soto Pingris in attendance here at the Alonte Sports Arena. Pingris right there backing him down. One dribble, the hook shot, that's good. Mukhang natamaan ng Siko, but I don't think that was intentional in any way. Gotta give Mark Pingris on Jammer Hamito.
This is an interesting call because obviously the foul was called on Jammer Hamito, but my question is, what was Jammer Hamito supposed to do? Because I thought he stood his ground. He didn't even challenge. He only had his hands up. Ang pinakamabigat sa lahat, Javi, is nashutan ka na, ikaw pa tinawagan ng foul.
At ikaw pa may dugo sa labi.
Ikaw pa may dugo sa labi. No? So talagang, kumbaga, insult to injury, nakakasama talaga ng loob yung mga ganyang tawag.
Rubbing salt on the wound as well, I'm sure. And Coach Elvis Tolentino, really very emotional on that sideline. Of course, he just wants the best for his players here, especially for his prized big man, Jammer Hamito, who was responsible for giving them the first taste of the lead in Game 1 at that 50.2-second mark of the fourth quarter. Hamito will have to be subbed out here because of that blood on his lip.
That is also his second foul, I believe. Yeah, it was his second foul. So a good time to sub him out aside from the blood on his lip, because you don't want him picking up his third here in the first half. Mark Pingris, you see 8 points, 3 of 4. Certainly a better game, a more sense of urgency. You know, yung nakikita natin sa kanya.
9 points now after that made free throw. He completes the bonus. And Biñan still down by 2 points here, 34-32. But you look at the inside point story, they're up by 15, 21-6. Acuna, he has been hot here in the first half for South Cotabato, just like he was in the first half of Game 1.
I was surprised Val passed up that shot after taking that one dribble to his left. Roca Curva.
Well, that was a lot of contact he absorbed from Kyle Tolentino, and Tolentino running the floor here and finishing on the break.
That's how important it is when you run the outside lanes. You see Tolentino, he sprinted from one end to the other. So it was an easy basket, yes. But the easiest baskets, Javi, are oftentimes the hard ones to get, the hardest ones to get.
At saka sarap siguro ng feeling din para kay Kyle Tolentino, especially because that was his first basket of the series. He was 0 out of 4 in Game 1, but here he is featured in our fast break of the game, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL Win to the Max. Meanwhile, there's a double foul called here against Mark Pingris and Chris Duwapi.
As expected. We talked about this in the pregame of how physical and well fought the Game 1 was, with 50-something fouls, 51 fouls, and almost 60 free throws. And you see the action on the post, Dumapig and Pingris. Ayun, hindi na kailangan i-review yan kasi dalawang official na tinawag, double foul.
Double foul indeed, double call as well. Canaleta is back in the ball game for Coach Boyd Fernandez. Pamboy Raimundo goes backdoor. This is an excellent matchup as well between him and Nico Elorde at that point guard spot. Two veteran point guards here in the MPBL.
Excellent denials right there by Elorde. Excellent anticipation on the backside by Dumapig for the steal.
Tolentino goes to Acuna. Heat check at short. Barely hitting iron there was Val Acuna. Roca Curva against 3 defenders.
That's a foul, yeah. And that means 2 free throws for Roca Curva.
Yeah, Biñan and South Cotabato already over the limit, and we still have under 2 minutes to play here sa ating first half. Roca Curva hasn't been as hot as he was in the first half of Game 1, but he does have 5 points already. He had 7 in the first half of the first game of this series.
So this is the first one. If he makes the second one, Javi, this will only be their 9th point here in the quarter. But, South Cotabato only has 13 after that 24-23 score, Biñan, in the first quarter. It's been a low-scoring second quarter for both teams.
Fouls have taken the front seat here in the second quarter. A lot of stoppages too, due to some inadvertent motions by our players on the floor. You saw Jammer Hamito having to be subbed out earlier after taking a hit by Mark Pingris. He had blood on his lip. Tolentino will take it from downtown. That's over the top Canaleta will take the rebound for Biñan. Lastimosa unfazed by the defense. Push shot will not drop. Jervy Cruz using his height for that rebound.
There's Tolentino once again. In a foot race to get that basketball. Good thing Roca Corva, as you mentioned, right there to get a hand in to disrupt that potential fast break.
The Warriors holding on to this 3-point lead. Try to extend it here with 1:27 to go. Mike Maestre will come in. Still the leading scorer for the Biñan Tatak Gel in this game, but he has been overtaken by Val Acuña in leading scorer honors for this entire match. Acuña has 13. Dumapig looking for someone to hand it off to. Gets it to Tolentino. That's off to the left. Roca Corva finally clears possession for Biñan. Stop and pop. Bamboy Raimundo from downtown.
One of the best stop and pop players we have in the league, especially towards the end of the season. We mentioned Biñan, the hottest team in the league with those 9 straight wins. A big part of it is this man that you see on your screens in the fast break, scanning the floor. But really, his intention was to shoot the basketball and make it. Forces Coach Elvis to call a timeout.
Bamboy Raimundo, double figures in Game 1, looking to get that same kind of total here in Game 2. We're all tied up at 36 apiece.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Game 1 against South Cotabato, 24 points on 8 out of 12 shooting, including 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. By the way, 17 of those 24 came in that second half where he engaged Mark Cruz in a fiery scoring duel.
Yeah, certainly one of his more efficient games as well, because we've seen him, score in bunches all throughout the season for Biñan, but I thought that was his best efficient game. Tulad yan nung nasabi mo, 24 points on 12 shots and also 0 turnovers in almost 30 minutes of play. Rodriguez once again. Boy, somebody put him in a freezer.
Well, Gianna reported earlier that almost everybody from the South Cotabato team coming into this game with a fever. Well, Larry Rodriguez is certainly burning hot from the outside in this game.
Well, this action, that double drag, has been a problem on the defensive end for Biñan. Just using their bigs' ability to stretch the floor and shoot from the outside. Rodriguez joins Val Acuña in double figures here early in the first half.
That's 3-pointer number 8 for South Cotabato. 56 seconds to go here in the first half.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
On Monday, the Parañaque Patriots and the Zamboanga Masters Sardines play Game 3 of their best-of-3 affair at the Mayor of Italiano Gun Coliseum in Zamboanga City. That's going to happen at 7 o'clock p.m. Malalaman natin kung sino sa Parañaque at Zamboanga ang tatapat sa Quezon Huskers in the next round. And I believe the better half of Mr. Ronnie Alonte of the Biñan Tatak Gel, Miss Loisa Andalio, who is always supporting Biñan whenever they play here at their home floor. Welcome back to the second quarter of this game between South Cotabato and the Tatak Gel. Larry Rodriguez, 11 points so far in this game, 3 out of 4 from downtown.
This is what I love when I have a Gen Z in the panel tulad mo. Kung kami ni Boss Delfian, malamang hindi namin kinalayo kasi hindi namin panahon yan. As Roca Corva misses a 3, trying to beat the shot clock. Here comes South Cotabato. They could go for the last shot, although there's about 4 to 5 seconds difference, shot clock and game clock.
Oson gives it to Dumapig. Dumapig looks to hand it off to Marvin Janicio. Janicio back to Chris, the big man looking at the shot clock in reach 5. Maestre playing good D and forcing the turnover on Chris Dumapig. Dumapig saying sorry to Coach Elvis Tolentino. That could have been an opportunity for them to extend it to a 2-possession ball game right before halftime. Raimundo forward to Roca Curva. Canaleta was asking for the pass. He gets it and he scores as well. 10 years ago, that would have been a lob and a slam.
Oh, what a mental lapse on the part of South Cotabato. 9 seconds left. They have to pressure full and pressure up their defense. That forward pass ended up with a 2-on-1 on the other end. Canaleta with an easy 2 to beat the game clock of 9 seconds as we end the second quarter.
But what about this guy, Coach? Your former teammate, he's 1 point shy of his game 1 total in this game. 13 points, 5 out of 9 from the field, 3 out of 6 from downtown. How important has he been here for South Cotabato?
Well, he's been big time. That's going to be big in the second half, especially how the defense would react to him, whether it's on staggered actions or get actions. I expect their bigs to have more opportunities inside on those screen roll or staggered plays.
39-38, the South Cotabato Warriors holding on to a solitary point advantage here at the end of the first half. Our halftime score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Kayo ay nanonood pa rin po ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ako po si Gian Alianes at halftime na po ng ating main game for tonight. It is Game 2 of the playoff series between Biñan and South Cotabato. The score is 39-38 in favor of the South Cotabato Warriors. I'm here right now with one of their players, Mike Sorella, and of course the Vice Mayor of Biñan, Vice Mayor Jel Alonte. Mike, I'll start with you. Kwento nga ni Coach Elvis, nakakaiba ang coaching experience niya this season because from coaching developmental teams, ngayon naman puro kayo veterano. Paano nyo na-establish yung tiwala sa kanya?
Unang-una, nagsimula to sa first day talaga ng training namin, no. Unti-unti niyang ina-explain sa amin kung paano kami mag-gel and paano rin namin ma-adapt yung system niya. So, ayun, araw-araw sa ensayo namin hanggang up to this point, nakukuha namin yung trust bawat isa sa hindi lang kay coach, pati yung trust ni coach sa amin and the rest of the team, my teammates. Ayun.
Now, throughout the season, Mike, your team has also constantly defied odds. Tignan mo nga, mas mataas ang standing ng Biñan pero tinalo nyo sila and I'm hurt na karamihan sa inyong players ay may lagnat. But you're still performing like this. Saan kayo kumukuha ng kumpiyansa?
Despite sa mga nangyayari, no, sa panahon na to, kasi uso yung sakit, ganon. Pero wala nandito na kami. Ito yung isa sa goal namin na makapasok sa playoffs. And wala kaming choice kundi ilaban yung sarili namin kung ano mang nararamdaman namin, no, para sa team namin at para sa mga sumusuporta sa amin.
And speaking of your supporters, Mike, pasalamatan mo naman sila.
Yes, especially we would like to thank Boss Manny Pacquiao, no, sa suporta. Boss, thank you so much. And sa team owner namin, si Boss Michael Pacquiao. And sa Governor ng South Cotabato, si Governor Rinaldo Tamayo. Good evening, Gov. And sa Jinky Skin, RCS Sportswear, Armor On, and especially sa MPBL Party List. At sa partido ko sa Taytay Rizal and para sa panalong Taytay. And sa butihin naming Vice Mayor sa Taytay Rizal, si Vice Mayor Pia Cabral. Good evening, Vice. And sa wife ko, si Paula. Sa daughter ko, si Venice. And mga family ko dyan sa Bukidnon, mama at papa ko, and family ko sa Taytay Rizal. Kay Mama Nes, Mami Venus, Daddy Aping, Tita Chi, Tita Nona, Tito Alan, Tita Sides, Lance, Beans, Kiara, AJ, and kay Kuya J. Tobias sa Lumang Palengke sa Taytay. Good evening po sa inyo lahat.
Thank you very much once again. That was Mike Sorella, one of the players of the South Cotabato Warriors. Ngayon, kausapin naman natin si Vice Mayor Jel Alonte. Vice Mayor, ikaw rin ay very hands-on with your team. Ano naman ang magiging mensahe mo sa kanila going into the second half, 1 point down?
Hopefully, maganda naman yung nilalaro kahit maganda nilalaro ng Cotabato. Pero hopefully yung offensive game plan namin ay masunod yung game plan ni coach at makabawi at 1 point lang naman. And hopefully sa tulong ng aming mga fans na sumusuporta sa Team Tatak Gel Biñan, Beast Motorcycle, sa inyo pong lahat, maraming salamat po sa pagpunta dito sa atin sa Alonte Sports Arena.
Thank you very much, Vice Jel. And nabanggit nyo nga yung supporters nyo. We also mentioned that this might be the most packed that we've seen your venue so far this season. So gaano kahalaga para sa mga taga-Biñan na may kupunan na nagre-represent sa kanila dito sa MPBL?
Siyempre dito kami sa Biñan talagang mahilig sa sports. Kaya sa lahat kay Senator Manny Pacquiao, i-claim na natin yan. Kay Boss Manny, congratulations. Kaya lahat ng liga ni Sir Manny Pacquiao, kasama ang Team Biñan, si Mali po tayo kahit sa volleyball, basta lahat ng paligan ni Senator Manny. Kami nakasuporta at muli sa ating mga supporters, maraming salamat at lalong-lalo na sa mga barangay captains, 24 barangays ng lungsod ng Biñan. Nakasuporta sila ngayong gabi. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Kay ABC President Manong Catalon, maraming salamat.
Now, Vice Mayor, you have given your thank yous, but we also know that it takes a village to run a team. So pasalamatan nyo naman po lahat ng sumusuporta ng Biñan Tatak Gel.
Siyempre sa aming boss, kay Boss Monching Talisayon, maraming salamat. Kay Sailun, kay Boss Rubentan, kay Boss Saji Danunuevo, siyempre sa ating mahal na Mayor Armand Dimagila, Congresswoman Len Alonte, at siyempre sa bumubuo ng Sangguniang Panglungsod ng Lungsod ng Biñan. Maraming salamat at sa suporta. At syempre sa lahat ng mga taga-Biñan, maraming salamat po sa suporta nyo.
Thank you very much once again. That was Vice Mayor Jel Alonte of Biñan and one of the players of the South Cotabato Warriors, Mike Sorella. Tuloy-tuloy ang aksyon dito lang sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
We're at the half here between the South Cotabato Warriors and the Biñan Tatak Gel Beast Motorcycle Tire Game X. This is Game 2 of their best of 3 affair here at the Olonte Sports Arena, the home floor of Biñan. Abby Balanya joined by Coach Christian Luanzan, and after the first 20 minutes of action, South Cotabato holding on to a 1-point lead, 39-38.
Well, you look at the three-point shooting, obviously made a difference for South Cotabato. And those were the 2 words that we kept on mentioning because they made 8 and they took 19. Sa kabilang panig naman, it was the inside game that worked for them. That's why this is only a 1-point game, obviously, in favor of South Cotabato. And that's because plus 14 naman itong Biñan sa loob. Nag-umpisa yan kay Mark Pingres. I thought he set the tone, especially the first 5 minutes. Itong lalim lang no, ng front court. We talked about this off-air. Lalim ng front court nitong Biñan. Umabot na sila sa third stringer nila in terms of, you know, guys like Tyrone Chan coming in and Alabanza. You know, that's because itong si Coach Boy at he wants to make sure Pingres, Canaleta, Maestre, Himpayan, his first 4 bigs umabot hanggang dulo, especially in this game wherein possibly there is no more tomorrow. They're fighting for the next game.
All right, Coach, their backs are against the wall here as we take a look at the leading scorers for Biñan, Maestre, and Pingres. Both have 9 points. Pingres only had 3 points in Game 1. Rocacurva has 6. Lastimosa has 5. On the other side, Val Acuña has been the one leading the way for the South Cotabato Warriors. 13 points already in the game para kay Val Acuña. He's 1 point shy of tying his Game 1 total para sa kanilang koponan. The series story is carrying momentum. The number 3, Biñan Tatak Gel, going up against the number seed in the South, South Cotabato Warriors. Game 2, will it be end or extend in this series? Sino ang tatapat sa Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters? And we're just waiting for the start of the third quarter here at the Olonte Sports Arena. Both teams refusing to let up here, especially that man for the Biñan Tatak Gel, Jean-Marc Pingres. Let's go to Miss Gianna Llanes, who is with a very important person para dito kay Mark Pingres na si Miss Danica Soto.
Todo support nga ang natatanggap ng Biñan Tatak Gel ngayong gabi. And with me right now is the very supportive wife of one of the Biñan Tatak Gel players, Mark Pingres, Miss Danica Soto Pingres. Danica, we actually heard that it was Mark's birthday recently. And yesterday, so we see that he's still in shape. Can you tell us about his discipline and how he's able to keep up?
Yesterday, nung nag-dinner kami, talagang he was very strict with the time. Even said na wag daw magpupuyat, ganyan. Tapos syempre, tamang workout, kain, yun, proper nutrition pa rin. Hindi dapat kinakalimutan.
Did he reveal to you kung ano yung birthday wish niya?
Syempre, manalo. Sana manalo kami tonight, do or die. So, sana may mabigyan pa kami na isa pang chance.
And I'm sure it's a huge motivation for him to see you in the audience. Bakit mahalaga para sa inyo na andito ka talaga to support him?
Actually, minsan nga lang ako makanood because of the kids. So parang yung few times na nandito ko, I just want him to feel na nandito kami, all-out support. We're very proud of him. Kasi parang doon din siya kumukuha ng lakas whenever he sees us, especially yung mga bata.
And actually, Mark was one of the players everybody was really excited to watch this season. So kindly thank everybody that's been supporting him and the rest of his team.
Thank you so much. First of all, gusto ko magpasalamat sa lahat-lahat ng fans. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa Biñan. Siyempre kay Mark, maraming salamat din sa pagnood ninyo, and I hope you enjoyed the game and the rest of the evening.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was a very supportive wife of Mark Pingres, Danica Soto Pingres. Back to you, Javi and Coach Christian.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. Thank you also to Miss Danica Soto Pingres for gracing us with her presence here in Game 2 of this series between South Cotabato and Biñan. The Warriors, however, off to a good start here at the start of the second half. Straight buckets para sa kanila. Biñan still without a basket here, and the Warriors getting a successful stop again. Oson gets it to the trailing Jammer Hamito. That's off the glass, and Coach Boy Fernandez forced to burn a timeout early here in the third quarter.
Well, because it's a 6-0 run. Terrific execution by South Cotabato. We mentioned this at the end of the second quarter that eventually scoring opportunities for the Bigs will open up because of the problems that the wings gave. Dribble penetration, shooting from the outside. And what you like about, yung ginagawa ng wings, ng guards ng South Cotabato, they're playing unselfish basketball, reading the right place.
Enzo Austin has yet to score here in this game, but he was the one responsible for the basket ni Jammer Hamito. 45-38, this time out on the floor, brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. Jammer Hamito, the man responsible for giving South Cotabato the lead in Game 1, which eventually led to their winning that first game of the series. He had 16 points in Game 1, 10 of those coming in the second half, including 5 rebounds and 3 blocked shots.
Well, so far he has 6 points on 4 shots, 3 of 4, and 75% from the field. 3 rebounds, 0 turnovers, 1 steal, and 2 blocks in this game. This has been, for South Cotabato, really a collective effort. You know what I like about this team all throughout the season is that, aside from the outside shooting, there's a toughness in them on both ends. As Kyle Tolentino open for the 3 in transition, rebound, mapupunta pa sa kanila. But there's a certain toughness that I believe Coach Elvis has instilled in this team all throughout the season, because this team has really struggled, especially the first part, midway through the season. But it seems like they're peaking at the right time. It seems like they have found their identity and yung chemistry na hinahanap nila buong season.
Many people were wondering how Coach Elvis Tolentino, who is used to coaching a lot of youngsters with the Marikina Shoemasters, kung paano niya mapapasunod ang mga veteranong player niya dito sa South Cotabato. But right now, we're seeing them reap the benefits of his hard work here with his team. Most of these players, all of his players, have been able to adjust. Larry Rodriguez, in particular, and Val Acuña in this game have been showing out for the South Cotabato Warriors.
As Pingris, doing a post-up, was fouled now at the free throw. That's an excellent point that you just made. Because I remember the first part of the season, talking to some of the players in this team and asking them what's the nature of their practice. Paano ba nagpapa-ensayo si Coach Elvis? 9 out of 10 ang sagot sa parang college coach.
Exactly.
Parang college coach. And yung mga tinanong ko, siyempre, yung mga halos inabot ko, no? And they said it in such a way na, yes, ramdam mo yung hirap, but at the same time, alam nila is necessary for their team. Kasi nagbabago na yung liga natin eh. And I would say, you're being here for 6 seasons already. The first 2 seasons, it was a slower league, I would say. But, the last 3 to 4, it's been a younger and a faster league. And that's why a lot of the quote-unquote veterans, oldies, is having a hard time to keep up, really.
And those that have been able to keep up have experienced rejuvenation in their own careers, much like how Val Acuña and Larry Rodriguez have for the South Cotabato Warriors. Even that guy, Mark Cruz, kissing it off the glass for 2 points.
Well, what a quarter so far for South Cotabato. They shot the ball, both teams shot the ball 40% at the end of 2 quarters. Now they're above 40%, while Biñan is below 40%, and they're enjoying a 7-point lead.
Lastimosa off the screen from Canaleta. Well defended there by the South Cotabato defense. Pingris, Linua. Still struggling from the field here in the third quarter. Val Acuña set to check in at the next dead ball para dito sa South Cotabato, while Joseph Peña Redondo will do the same for Coach Boyd Fernandez. Roca Curva pushing the envelope here for Biñan. Roca Curva sidestep to the right. gets the foul on Kyle Tolentino, who has been the primary defender in this game on Kenny Rocacurva.
Well, I know Larry Rodriguez would love to take that back. I thought he had a chance. He was trying to foul in the half court, just to set up their defense and stop the fast break. But instead, as you mentioned, Tolentino was the one who fouled. The thing is, it was in the act of shooting. Kaya si Rocacurva, 2 free throws. These are important free throws just to stop the bleeding for Biñan.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. It was in this particular department that Biñan was able to generate points in the first half. Even though they were struggling from the outside, their free throws have helped them keep themselves in the game.
Right, the points in the paint, they were plus 14. Also, 13 of 17, to your point, from the line, compared to only 2 free throws that they gave to South Cotabato.
Enzo Hosso, an inside hand scoop. That's good. That's first basket of the series para kay Enzo Hosso.
That's got to be big. Not only, to get a basket, but for him, confidence-wise, nabanggit mo nga, unang basket niya yan dito sa series na to.
He missed game 1. Peña Redondo, fall-away jumper. Biñan still hardly getting a basket here in the third quarter.
Trying to look for a spark off the bench, obviously, is Coach Boyan Fernandez. And we've seen Peña Redondo through the season, score in bunches. He has that ability to be a spark off the bench. Pero ito, spark from the three-point line. Ang ganda pa nung kanyang reaction, napakaraming oo after that shot. His first 3 of the ball game. Jammer Hamida, I love saying his name.
Kahit naman yata siya nagulat sa sarili niya. You saw that big smile flashing on his face after he made that basket. Meanwhile, Bamboy Raimundo on the other side for Biñan. That's a much-needed basket para sa kanila. Oson to Rodriguez. Backdoor to Mark Cruz, the Ant-Man, getting it to Jammer Hamito. Doubled. Rocacurva goes back to his defender, and just when that happens, Jammer Hamito goes up and knocks down a set shot.
Calmly. After hitting the 3, this time he hits a jumper with a foot in the paint.
5 straight points para kay Jammer Hamito. Canaleta trying to go to the other side, working on the defense of Hamito. The physicality really getting to KG Canaleta in this game. Oson will try to use more of their shot clock here. There's still 10 seconds on their 24. Hamito sets the screen. Rodriguez does so too. Larry pops out. Hamito rolls. Hamito with the right hand. No. The tap ball is loose. Peña Redondo and Hamito both fall down, but the call is going to go against South Cotabato.
Well, Jammer, I'm sure he wants to take that shot back. I thought he babied it a little bit, pero medyo pagod na rin. Well, what a beautiful executed play on that ball screen action between Hoson and Larry Rodriguez, and because how Larry has shot the lights out in this game, it forces a tag, from the post on that strong side. Opened up Jammer Hamito. Sorry miss by Jammer.
Felix Apreco, who played a significant amount of minutes in game 1, 18 minutes to be exact, comes in here. He's only played 2 minutes and 43 seconds in this game for Coach Elvis Tolentino. Rocacurva goes to Pingris, 1-on-1 against Jervy Cruz. Pingris, 1 dribble, back down, short on the hook shot. Rocacurva tries to get the offensive rebound to no avail.
I find Bamboy Raimundo has been quiet pretty much for almost 2 quarters already. I'm going to try to take over this game. This is already a 12-point lead in favor of the away team, South Cotabato.
17-6 the scoring here in the third quarter. If in the first half, Coach, it was a lot of 3-point shots. Now, a lot of short jumpers on the offensive side being generated by the Warriors as Pingris scores on the reverse.
Because the defense as expected, Biñan adjusted, especially how South Cotabato shot from the 3-point line. Binabasa lang na mabuti nitong South Cotabato on screening actions. Tulad nito.
Mark Cruz supplying the goggles there to Felix Apreco, finding him wide open just in front of the basket.
Well, that's the problem when you stay home on the shooters. Roca Curva on the weak side, staying home kay Val Acuña. And that's why the roller kay Felix Apreco wide open underneath. Ang mabigat pa rito, turnover pa against Biñan.
And that's why this is our play of the game, brought to you by Suzuki. Mark Cruz going to Felix Apreco.
Right
Wala
there.
na nagawa doon si Roca Curva at Peña Redondo.
Yeah, Roca Curva, who was on the strong side, then coming from the weak side. And then nasa strong side naman sa kabila si Peña Redondo. Both guys on the corner shooters, Hoson and Val Acuña, hindi sila makahelp because they're so concerned of leaving the outside shooters.
Elorde back in the game for Coach Elvis Tolentino. Eventually loses that Apreco screen. Cruz pops out. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Long rebound. Goes out of bounds. Junicio tried to save it. Biñan will take possession here. 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Actually, napaganda pa yun para sa South Cotabato because if that ball was in play, that was a potential fast break points para sa Biñan. On the other end, they had a 2-on-1.
Remember, Biñan is the higher seed in this series. Number 3 against number 6, South Cotabato.
That's a foul against Peña Redondo on Marwin Jonicio.
Peña Redondo could not believe it. They're going to review this one.
Well, there might have been some action bago yung nakita natin, no? But when it's involving Marwin Jonicio, he might be, you know, in terms of volume of involvement this season with another player.
But very significant was the one in game 1, Coach.
Right.
Wherein he did get the technical first.
Right.
But then KG Canaleta
came in the picture
and barged in and charged into him. And there you see the better half of Enzo Hoson in attendance here at the Alonte Sports Arena, supporting the South Cotabato Warriors.
So that's what you guys call it now, huh? Even if they're not
better
married
half,
yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eh, yun ba tawag na better half dati? Kailangan kasal na pag tinawag na better half?
Yes.
Okay, so
gotta think of another one.
All right, so to be more
special someone.
Oh yeah, special someone. Girlfriend. Ay, that was volleyball star Risa Sato.
I'm too old for you.
Di naman, Coach. There you go, another glimpse of Miss Risa Sato here in the venue at the Alonte Sports Arena. Our officials are looking at that last sequence that involved Joseph Peña Redondo and Marwin Jonicio.
Pero mas okay ka pa eh. Kasi pag kasama ko si Boss Sedel, ang lagi niyang ginagamit na term, nobya. Boss, kumusta po kayo?
Boss, kamusta ang buhay-buhay? We hope that you're doing okay on your trip right now.
We expect you to apply the accent, the Australian accent.
From land down under.
As soon as you get here, huh?
58-46. Curva drives to his weak side. That's his right side. And Elorde being called for a push. And as expected, di naman aamin yan si Nico. He's never acknowledged the foul in his life.
Right. And these are important. We have 152 remaining. Important 152 minutes to finish the quarter strong for Biñan. If Roca Curva hits 2 free throws, he makes the first one. He could trim the lead down to 10. They get a stop. They go on a mini run. And then, lo and behold, you're going to have first possession to start the fourth. You know, in a do-or-die game, finishing quarters, very important.
2 for 2 para kay Kenny Roca Curva. You just saw Vice Jella Lonte and Biñan team owner Monching Talisayon. Both of them team owners of the Tatak Gel. Also our MPBL leadership in attendance here sa ating VIP row, led by Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes. Derby Cruz, the handoff to Calvo. JP turns the corner.
Good
the kick out.
pass.
Jonicio launches from the outside. Good line, just too strong. Another opportunity here for the Warriors. 10 on the shot clock. Calvo still has it. Maestre on him. Calvo to the right wing. Elorde, 2 seconds left. Elorde puts it up, draws a foul at the very last moment, to the disbelief of Coach Boyet Fernandez.
That's a big call against Biñan. And a big drive to beat the clock by Elorde to fish for the foul. because it has a chance to extend the lead back to 12, and then you get to set up your defense on the other end, which stops momentum, possible momentum, para sa Biñan as they finish out the quarter.
Elorde just scores his first point of the game. And JP Calvo was the one who replaced him on the starting lineup here in Game 2. Ngayon magkasabay na sila on the floor. 2 for 2 for Nico Elorde. Robbie Manalang is back in the game for the Biñan Tatak Gel. Marami na kasing Manalang dito sa MPBL. Backcourt pressure applied here by the Warriors. JJ Pido tasked to bring it up for the Tatak Gel. Pido working the two-man game with Himpayan. Pido to Maestre. He can hit that. The homegrown misses. Apreku is down. The whistle is blown. And by what it looks right now, it seems that Marvin Jonicio will be the one called for the personal.
Which obviously favors Biñan. Because South Cotabato in the penalty.
They've been in the penalty for quite some time now here in the third quarter. And Biñan is lucky that they've been able to hit their free throws. Only missing 4 total in this game. 18 out of 22 now from the charity stripe ang Biñan Tatak Gel.
So this will be the 7 and 8 free throw here in the quarter. A total of 23 free throws after getting 11 of 15 in the first half. So free throws certainly keeping them in the game.
Under a minute to play here in the third. Elorde gets the roadblock from Apreku. Himpayan is on him. He hands it off to Calvo. Shot clock winding down. Elorde has to make a decision. Calvo for 3. No. Himpayan gets the long rebound. Pido goes through 2 screens. Pido attacks, loses it, recovers. Apreku is there to bother him. South Cotabato with a steal.
No need to rush. They can go for the last shot, but unless it's a layup.
JP Calvo does just that and brings the South Cotabato lead back up to 12. 6 seconds left. Pido, can he get one final shot here for Biñan? No, the layup will not drop. And that's going to do it for our third quarter between South Cotabato and Biñan.
But what an excellent job by the second stringers for South Cotabato. They didn't have Jammer Hamido. They didn't have Val Acuña, who were the top 2 scorers. Larry Rodriguez, top 3 scorers in this game. But that group, led by Nico Elorde, JP Calvo, they were able to hold the fort and still have 8 heading into the fourth.
That was maybe a good 4 minutes without those 3 guys that you mentioned, Coach Acuña, Rodriguez, and Hamito. You're now watching the highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. JP Calvo capping off that highlight reel of the third quarter para sa South Cotabato, also getting the final shot of the period, and that's why they are up by 12 here, 62-50. Fourth and final quarter of action when the MPBL returns. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. Welcome back to the Alonte Sports Arena for Game 2 of this best-of-3 affair between the Biñan Beast Motorcycle, the Tatak Gel, Game X, and the South Cotabato Warriors. South Cotabato Warriors winning Game 1 last week at the Batangas City Coliseum. in come-from-behind fashion. Biñan had the lead for all but 4 minutes of that game. And now we begin as we look at the quarter scoring on your screen. It's a big third quarter for the Warriors that mostly was anchored on 3 guys, Larry Rodriguez, Val Acuña, and Jammer Hamito. And then the second unit coming in to sustain that lead para sa kanila.
Right, kaya ito to start the fourth, pinasok na si Dumapig at si Rodriguez for their front court. Wings and the guards still the same, Calvo, Elorde, and Jonicio.
I don't think that's going to count even if it went in. Shot clock violation para dito sa South Cotabato Warriors. Dumapig and Maestre getting tangled up. Coach Elvis Tolentino asking for a call against Biñan.
And if you're Dumapig, you better be careful. Even though, you know, may katwiran ka at may point yung sinasabi mo. Because second motions, just like what he did, could cost you. Look at this one. Ayan, the action underneath. Tinira na, shot clock violation na. Still tangled up. You see on the left side on your screens, Dumapig and Maestre. Pero yung huling tulak niya, buti walang tinawag na technical doon. Warning lang.
South Cotabato is definitely lucky there. Dumapig has been an important piece here, especially on the defensive end, going up against the much more talented front line of the Biñan Tatak Gel here in this game. Manalang gets it to Himpayan on the roll, and Himpayan will be fouled. 2 shots coming up para kay Waray. Third personal laban kay Marvin Jonicio, who by the way has yet to score in this game, but he does have 6 rebounds for the Warriors.
I don't think he minds. He's the type of player that's going to play both ends. He's going to get, you know, the best player or scorer at the moment on the floor. And he's the type of guy that can get scrappy, but when he's open, he's going to shoot it. He had an open 3 earlier, late in the third quarter. Just missed that.
Himpayan goes 1 for 2. That's an obvious offensive foul. Coach Boyd Fernandez wants an unspo. He says that an elbow was out there para kay Nico Elorde.
They're going to review this. I didn't see that much because I was looking towards the other end. And this could be costly. We talked about this. And I remember a game last week. It was the game against Pasay and Nueva Ecija. I forgot who. But it was a close game. Yeah, that's clearly an unsportsmanlike foul. And an incident like this, it was a close game. And then after an incident like this by Pasay, again, I'm forgetting who it is, it changed the outcome of the game, eventually the outcome of the game. Nueva Ecija got going, eventually closed out that series last night. But these are the type of plays, especially in a playoff game, wherein you got to keep your cool, you got to keep your composure, and just tell yourself you got to take one for the team.
Right there, JJ Pito able to get 2 free throws. It's also going to be ball possession here for Biñan. Possibly could be a 4-point or 5-point swing here para sa Biñan Tatak Gel.
I remember now, but for his sake, I won't say it. Just
Okay.
figure it out.
All right.
Kasi naalala ko, kaapelido ng photographer natin. Nagkamali ako eh. Noong time na yun.
Manalang with the basketball. I won't say further as well. Himpayan in trouble underneath. And physicality escalating here in the fourth quarter. And let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Lianes, who is with a Phil-Canadian vlogger, Jay Balways Fresh at courtside. Go ahead, G.
Yes, Happy and Coach Christian, it's getting a little crazy here right now because punong-puno nga ang ating venue ngayon. Hindi lang yon, star-studded din ang ating audience. I'm here with JB right now. He is a content creator. You can find him JB Always Fresh on social media. JB, you are Filipino-Canadian, so how's the environment like here right now in the MPBL?
Honestly, the energy is unmatched. The Pinoy pride is here. Everyone is here to show good energy.
And what brought you here to the MPBL?
I came here to support. Proud to be Pinoy.
And we were actually talking a little bit about it off air. I grew up in Saga. You're from Toronto. There's a huge Filipino-Canadian basketball community over there. Now, what are your thoughts being here at a professional basketball league, the biggest basketball league in the country?
I think that we Pinoys are extremely passionate about basketball, and that globally, all of you guys have to come check this out.
Now, JB, you are a barber, so I have to ask you, of all of the players here, everybody on the team, is there anyone you'd like to give a fresh cut to?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's a few, for sure.
Now, why don't you thank all of the supporters of the MPBL?
Wait, what'd you say?
Why don't you say hello and thank all of the supporters of the MPBL?
Hello guys, kamusta? And thank you guys all for the support, and I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was JB, or JB Always Fresh on social media. Turning it back to you, Happy and Coach Christian.
Maraming salamat, G. I'm sorry. That was JB Always Fresh, para mali yung pagkabasa ko dun sa kanyang social media handle. A Phil-Canadian vlogger who is a barber.
Inggit ka lang kasi ikaw hindi ka laging fresh, Happy.
Pero ikaw kasi lagi ka fresh eh.
Oh my gosh. Ito.
And there you go.
Fresh
Big
na fresh.
shot
Yeah.
right there for Biñan. Robbie Manalang, fresh off the bench.
There you go. Sakto. Yan ang fresh.
Giving Biñan that big basket to put them within 6 points, 62-56. Wala pang 2 minuto nakakalipas dito sa ating fourth quarter. Dumapig, one fake, goes up for the shot and knocks it down. Chris Dumapig also delivering on the offensive end here para sa South Cotabato.
Ano yung kasabihan sa Pinoy, mga ganun tira? Pamatay sunog. What a big basket. That was for the unlikely guy, Chris Dumapig.
Peña Redondo doesn't settle for the outside shot, leans in, basket no good. Gimpayan is there, puts it back in. That was a hit on Chris Dumapig. These two guys have been going at it here in the fourth.
They have, and I just saw official number 27 signal an unsportsmanlike foul. I believe for South Cotabato. Mukhang ang tatawagan dito. Ayun, oh.
As a rebound of the game brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. There you see Jamar Gimpayan grabbing that offensive board off the miss by Peña Redondo. But right after that, as you see some Biñan fans rejoicing. Right after that, commotion happening between Gimpayan and Dumapig. Referee Julius Tikio calling that. He's the crew chief for today. Our officials for this ball game also include Michael Kinay, Maynard Centeno, and the fourth man is Jason Mabandos. Coach Elvis Tolentino right there telling his big man Chris Dumapig to calm down a bit. Are in the lead by 6.
Well, there was certainly contact, kay Himpayan sa pagkababa, galing sa ere nitong si Chris Dumapig. From the replay, I thought was incidental. Okay? Pero yung reaksyon ni Himpayan after that, mukhang yun ang tatawagan. Pero after the review, mukhang dalawa na. Eto, tingnan natin.
Upon
Mr.
review,
Fast, JJ
it's a
Hildebrand
double and
on that
sportsmanlike
Biñan bench.
foul between Chris Dumapig and Jamar Gimpayan.
May tinapon?
Timeout, South Cotabato Warriors.
And there you go. You just heard Richard Tampos, although di ko masyado marinig. And that's why we have to ask.
Hold on.
Crew here for the announcement. There's a timeout here on the floor brought to you by the MPBL Party List ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. We'll talk more about that last call right after this break.
Malakas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
All right, back here inside the Elonte Sports Arena. All right, so we just clarified with our game officials headed by crew chief Julius Tikio. It was a double unsportsmanlike foul. Pero just to be clear, wala pang ejected dito sa laro na to. That was just the first unsportsmanlike foul on both Jmar Gimpayan and Chris Dumapig. Earlier, may warning lang na binigay kay Chris Dumapig during the first half. Jonicio misses from the outside. 7 minutes and 32 seconds still to play in this game. Happy viewing to everybody watching on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53 on the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Christian Luanzon and Miss Gianna Lianes.
That was a dribble handoff, empty corner, which I thought if Val Acuña was on the action right there with Larry Rodriguez, that could have turned out better para sa kanila, because Marwin Jonicio has been struggling from the field compared to Val Acuña.
Pido turns the corner, draws the foul on Tolentino. Tolentino has really been giving a lot of difficulty to whoever he's guarding, whether it be Kenny Rocacurva or JJ Pido in this game.
Especially in this situation, knowing that South Cotabato, with still 7 minutes to play, is already over the limit. So most of the time from this point and up to the end, you got to put your head down and not settle for jumpers, because that means it's going to be free throws for you every time that whistle is blown.
And there you see the free throw story. Big disparity in that department. 22 out of 27 for Biñan, while South Cotabato just 3 out of 4. Now Biñan is 23 out of 28 after that made free throw by JJ Pido. Pido currently with 4 points in this game.
I expect the three-point shooting of Biñan to pick up, which they have not done a good job of. 2 of 9 so far here as we approach, the 7-6 minute mark. But because Biñan, or South Cotabato rather, is already in the penalty, and with the expectation of Biñan driving a lot, it's going to open up shooters from the outside.
Hamito puts the ball on the deck, stripped cleanly by Gimpayan, but it will stay with South Cotabato. Gimpayan saying that it was off of Jammer Hamito. He wants Coach Boy to challenge. And Coach Gino Manansala telling Coach Boy it's not going to be worth it.
Yeah. He was also the one responsible in the last game of having a successful challenge, as Mark Cruz off the inbounds, catch and shoot, wala. Pingris with a loose ball rebound.
Only the third rebound of the game for Mark Pingris, but he has 13 points in this game after scoring only 3 in game 1. Sorry miss there for Gimpayan on the push shot. That's what he usually makes on rolls like that. And to make matters worse, he gives up a personal foul. Buti na lang ang Biñan, only with their second team foul on that foul by Jmar Gimpayan.
Gimpayan claiming that Jammer Hamito flopped yung pagbagsak niya, no? And it's trying to influence Coach Boyet to challenge the call.
Well, he's trying to influence Coach Boyet because that is his 4th personal foul. Gimpayan will remain in the game para sa Biñan despite that. Cruz with the basketball. South Cotabato up by 5. Pingris switches on to the Ant-Man. Hamito really sealing him. Ito si Gimpayan. Shot up by Cruz, rebounded by Apreku. Mark Cruz, another 3-pointer on the way. Same result, pasado malakas pa rin. But Apreku gets another offensive rebound. Pido playing the passing lanes. JJ Pido will get the 2 points on the break. 64-61. Pido already with 6 points, but all of them very crucial markers, and he draws an offensive foul on Enzo Hoson. The crowd is going crazy here inside the Elote Sports Arena. We can barely hear each other as we take a look at the fast break of the game. brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max.
In big-time games like this, it's really more than the X and O's. You need winning plays. Tulad nung huling dalawang play na pinakita ni Pido. The steal, the layup, and forcing the turnover with the offensive foul.
Pido needed someone to pass to. That was a dangerous one picked off by Mark Cruz. And Cruz babied that left-hand finish. Hosen was there for the offensive rebound, but it's stolen by Biñan. Rocacurva has Hamito in front of him, tried to go to the right hand. That's going to be a turnover against the Tatakjel.
I thought he had Robbie Manalang on the left side on that 3-on-2. Could have been a tying three. Robbie Manalang has yet to hit a shot, but he loves these kind of moments. But instead, it's a turnover for Biñan. Let's see what South Cotabato has on this possession.
Also overshoots the three-pointer. Pido asking for it. He's going to try to settle down his troops here. Manalang now with the rock. He's bailed out the Adams and Soaring Falcons in big-time situations in the UAAP. Same goes for Pasig City here in the MPBL. Unable to hit the shot, but he comes up with a steal. We're past the halfway point of the fourth quarter. This is just a three-point game, 64-61. Pingris against Hamito on the block. Apreku doubles. Rocacurva leaves it. Hipayan will score. Biñan down by just one. 64-63.
A beautiful cut by Rocacurva and a drop pass for Hipayan. This is only a one-point game.
A 13-2 scoring run here by the Biñan Tatakjel. Mark Cruz has Pingris on him. Jonicio back to the Ant-Man. Cruz short but gets the bounce. 66-63. That's only a two-pointer para kay Mark. Pido asking for the screen from Jaymar. He rejects it. Hoson still on him. Rocacurva has not been big time here in the second half. Kenny has a Preku switching on to him. Rocacurva drives baseline. Pingris wasn't really ready for the pass. One on the shot clock. Mapuputukan ng shot clock violation ang Biñan.
Well, the guards of Biñan, little gassed right now. Manalang, Pido is gassed. Kaya papasok na. Etong si Pamboy Raimundo to have a scorer and a playmaker inside. Papasok na rin si KG Canaleta.
You just saw the play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. Jaymar Gipay providing quality minutes here in the fourth quarter para kay Coach Boyd Fernandez in Biñan. This is just a one-possession ball game. Calvo nagtitimon dito para sa South Cotabato. Pingris switches on to the smaller man. Pingris staying on him. The spin, the pass out to Jonicio. Apreku out to JP. Calvo will fire. Calvo will make the three.
How about that? The two smallest guys for South Cotabato hitting big shots as shot clock expires. One from Mark Cruz in the corner against the outstretched arms of Pingris. This one, shot clock winding down once again. JP Calvo rattles it home with a three.
JP Calvo hasn't really attempted a lot in this game. Only his second attempt from the outside, but makes that one to put much more cushion here on Biñan. 69-63. Pero marami pang oras na ito. 3 minutes to go in this game. On Monday, Game 3, the best-of-3 series between the Parañaque Patriots and the Zamboanga Master Sardines happening at the Mayor Vitaliano Agan Coliseum in Zamboanga City. That's going to happen at 7 o'clock p.m. Again, that's on Monday, October 21.
Back here inside the Alonte Sports Arena in Biñan City, the home of your Tatak Gel, where Biñan is down by 3 against the South Cotabato Warriors, who are in the lead in this series 1-0. Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes on hand, together with Security Chief Rudy Distrito and Operations Head Emerson Oreta. The lead is 6 for the Warriors, 69-63. Under 3 minutes to go in this game. Pingris out to Canaleta. Canaleta short on the outside shot. And KG has only scored 2 points in this game.
He hesitated. He waited for the defense to be there, but he had a shot already on the catch after that kick out by Mark Pingris. Big stop coming up for Biñan.
Calvo attacks the defense of Canaleta, and KG gives up the foul. Only the third team foul here in the fourth for the Tatak Gel.
Interesting that Apreco is inside for South Cotabato for quite a long stretch now instead of Larry Rodriguez. And this is possibly for defensive purposes, because offensively, right now, switching itong depensa ng Biñan. Raimundo was on Apreco on the post. And that's why inaatake yung switch from the top. Yung mismatch sa quickness, no, kay Calvo right there on Canaleta, instead of attacking it on the post. So it's going to be interesting to see kung ano yung magiging decision eventually ni Coach Elvis of putting Larry Rodriguez in.
Even Valacuña is still on that South Cotabato bench right now. The top 2 scorers of the Warriors on the bench right now for Coach Elvis Tolentino. Calvo with it. Roca Curva on him.
There's the switch.
Roca Curva recovers back. Canaleta completes the steal. And the foul committed by JP Calvo, as his momentum carries him to fall towards KG Canaleta.
JP Calvo not confident enough to take the shot. It was a switch, yes, but then they switched back at the last moment, which means there was about a second there that he was open as shot clock was expiring, but instead napasama pa, no, turnover, and then foul pa. Canaleta on the line. That obviously favors Biñan with South Cotabato over the limit.
If Biñan wins today, Game 3 will be on Wednesday dito pa rin sa Alonte Sports Arena. It's going to be at 7 o'clock p.m. but they're still down by 4 here. 69-65. Cruz, Apreco, Calvo, Hamito, Dionisio, the 5 on the floor for Coach Elvis Tolentino. Canaleta on the Ant-Man. Cruz drives on KG. This time, no bounce para kay Mark Cruz. Lastimosa is back on the floor for Coach Boyd Fernandez, joined by Bamboy Raimundo, Pingris, Roca Curva, and KG Canaleta. We now enter the twilight zone. The last 2 minutes of this one brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Matatapos na ba ang season ng Biñan dito sa ating laro? 6 seconds on the shot clock for the Tatak Gel. Kyle Tolentino comes back in for Coach Elvis. Calvo comes out.
The communication on defense, very important. Usually with 6 seconds remaining on the inbounds defensively, you're going to switch all instead of leaving somebody open. That's why it's important for the switches to communicate well, at the same time to guard yung mga quick slips to the basket with the anticipation na magsiswitch yung depensa.
Because we are under 2 minutes here, all out-of-bounds plays are reviewable by our officials. And a quick review by Crew Chief Julius Tikio.
Watch out for Pingis right here. Looks like he's going to send a pick and another one for KG.
Lastimosa gets it to Bamboy Raimundo. That's an easy basket para sa Biñan, 69-67.
And here comes Larry Rodriguez in, because in need of offensive firepower is the offense of South Cotabato. Off ball, nawala na lang sa eksena si Mark Cruz. And this inbound, look at Bamboy Raimundo right there. Might have gotten away with a short stub. But in this magnitude, usually hindi na tinatawag yung mga ganon.
A minute and 36 seconds left in this game. It will be a cardiac finish here at the Alonte Sports Arena. A foul given up there by KG Canaleta. That's their 4th team foul. The next one will put a South Cotabato player on the free throw line for 2 shots. Biñan has been in the penalty since the 7-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Enzo Hoson coming back in for South Cotabato. He joins Hamito, Jonicio, Rodriguez, and Mark Cruz. Hamito receives the inbound. Jonicio trying to get the handoff. Instead, Hamito goes to Enzo. Hoson has a screen set by Rodriguez. Hoson will take it from way downtown. Could not bail the Warriors out. Crucial possession here for the Tatak Gel. Raimundo directing traffic here from the logo.
Horns play. There's the flare.
Canaleta from beyond the arc. No. Hoson with the board. Under a minute to play in this game. South Cotabato trying to go for that 2-0 sweep here against Biñan. Hamito on the block against KG. Hamito, turnaround, short. Rocacuerva grabs the rebound. That's 6 in the game for Kenny. Canaleta drives on Rodriguez. That's a foul on Larry. Big call there on that baseline coming from crew chief Julius Tigio.
Let's see it once again. KG on the closeout and the pull-up. Definitely a lot of skin right there rather than leather. An official right in front of the play as it happened. Good call.
What are we seeing here? Coach Elvis Tolentino will be utilizing his coach's challenge with 33.3 seconds remaining in this game. Our coach's challenge, inihandog sa inyo ng MPBL Party List, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. 69-67. Coach, whatever happens, this might be just a good challenge for Coach Elvis Tolentino as he has this time
The challenge
to round
of
out his
South
troops. We'll take a
Cotabato
short break.
was unsuccessful. Foul on Larry Rodriguez is 4th foul.
It is an unsuccessful challenge for Coach Elvis Tolentino.
I think he knew. It was more of to regroup his troops after the free throws. Obviously, it's going to be an important possession for them, either to extend the lead if Canaleta misses 1 or 2 free throws, or to get the lead back.
Canaleta hasn't missed from the free throw line in this game. And just as I say that, he misses the first. KG Canaleta is a 70.6% free throw shooter this season para sa Biñan. Biñan is 25 out of 32 sa ating laro. 69-67. Canaleta cans the second. 1-point game. 69-68. Ang bola paniguradong babalik pa dito sa Biñan. What will South Cotabato do here? Hamito sets the screen. Rocacuerva fights over. The challenge coming from Mark Bingris, forcing the miss. Rocacuerva bounce pass. Lastimosa gets fouled. He will go to the line for 2 shots.
Well, getting inside the paint, the right idea for Enzo Hoson. And this is the reason why you have veterans on the floor. That was a good challenge by Pingris. But one thing that you cannot allow to happen after a miss is trotting back on defense. A good job by Biñan attacking right away instead of holding the ball, being down by a point. And they took advantage of South Cotabato jogging all the way to the other end. Lastimosa right now on the line.
Carlo Lastimosa with Biñan season on the line will be tested here at the charity stripe. He's now 2 out of 3 from the 15-foot parallel. 11.3 seconds to go. We're all tied up at 69.
the former St. Benil Blazer, with a chance to give Biñan their first taste of the lead after a long while here in this game. Lastimosa gives the lead to the Tatak Gel. Coach Elvis Tolentino calls timeout. .3 seconds to go in this game, Coach. It was just like game 1.
Certainly, and obviously itong home crowd is right back into it, especially starting at that 7th-minute mark. Let's listen in to Coach Elvis in South Cotabato.
Pero ito, pag nandyan yan, kunin nyo. Pero pag ano, kunyari, right? Ikaw na. Ikaw na to ha. Pagka kunyari, tapos bigay screen doon. Okay? Tapos tanggap. Ito, labas. Bal, labas ha. Wala, diskarte na. Atake na tayo. Atake tayo ha. Ito ha, tignan nyo ha. Okay? Pagkaya ipasa dito, backkick, tuloy doon. Sorry, tuloy doon. Okay?
You're witnessing the best of MPBL playoff basketball here inside the Alonte Sports Arena. Biñan with 1 timeout remaining. South Cotabato just called their final ceasefire in this game. Coach Boyd Fernandez still has a challenge remaining if he wants to use it.
I think what's important for South Cotabato is that they have to get a basket quickly, whether it's a make or a miss. Now, obviously, if it's a make, then you run back on defense. But you expect a timeout, obviously, on the part of Biñan because they have 1 more remaining. But going quickly with that anticipation that it's a miss, it gives you still another chance. If you foul, it's still a 1-possession ball game.
People are on their feet here inside the Alonte Sports Arena. Jervy Cruz hands it off to the Ant-Man. Jervy Cruz left wide open. Cruz misses. Rebound, Janiso. No! That's gonna do it! And the Biñan, the top gel, hold on to force a Game 3 and extend their season here with Game 3 coming this Wednesday here also at the Alonte Sports Arena. Boy, what a ball game, Coach Christian.
What a play that was, though, even though it was a miss. You see the back screen. Everything, they were anticipating Ant-Man to get the ball. He engages too. And you look at the man guarding, was that Peña Redondo guarding Val Acuña. A good job of staying home to Val Acuña because you would rather see Jervy Cruz take the shot instead of Val Acuña, and his decision that time really paid off. They had another chance with Joniso on the offensive rebound, but he was way off. As Biñan lives to fight, or fights to live rather, another day.
Coach Boyd Fernandez relieved right there after that victory. You see Captain Hook, Mac Cardona also on that roster of Biñan Tatak Gel inactive for this game. And John Mark Bringuis, the Pinoy Sakuragi, playing his best game of the series after only scoring 3 points in Game 1. He comes back in Game 2 to lead the Biñan Tatak Gel with 13 points. He is our best player of the game, brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dahil dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro.
Best player of the game, Mark Bringuis. He really set the tone for them. We talked about him in the pre-game of not only being more aggressive, but looking more for his shots, which he did. That's why he was a little gassed no first half. A good job by Coach Boyd of managing his minutes the first 3 quarters. He was able to finish the game, and also defensively switch off yung smaller defenders, guys like Mark Cruz. But I think we gotta, credit also, ice in his veins. Those free throws by Carlo Lastimosa only had 5 points, but the 2 most important free throws, he knocked those down for them to have that go-ahead basket.
70-69 is the final count. This is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. The Pinoy Sakuragi is at courtside with Ms. Yana Llanes.
Congratulations to our best player of the game, Mark Pingris. First of all, pag-usapan natin ang 13-point performance mo coming from game 1 where you only had 3 points. Ano yung nasa isip mo nung pumasok ka ng laro ngayon?
Well, paglabas dito, sinabi ko kay coach na magiging agresibo ako tonight dahil nung first game talagang hindi ako kumayod eh. But today talagang yun yung focus ko, talaga kailangan sa ilalim talaga makuha namin.
And kitang-kita nga yung determination nyo tonight going into the third game because you were able to extend this series. Ano naman yung kailangan nyo pang gawin?
First of all, pag nag-practice kami, titignan namin yung mga mistake namin ngayon. Same mindset na kailangan yung defense namin talaga lahat. Hindi lang ako, hindi lang dalawa, kailangan yung buong team, kailangan dumepensa dahil yun ang nagpapanalo sa amin.
And I'm sure malaking tulong rin na andito kayo sa inyong home court. Paano nakatulong ang inyong home crowd?
Well, siyempre, sila nagbibigay ng energy sa amin. So, sa lahat po ng mataga Biñan, maraming salamat sa inyo. Thank you so much. Hindi namin makukuha itong panalong to kung hindi po dahil sa inyo. So, thank you.
And the support doesn't stop there. Actually, nakausap ko ang iyong wife and your whole family is here right now. Pasalamatan mo naman sila at lahat ng sumusuporta sa inyo.
Siyempre, kay Danica, sa baby ko, kila Manang, I love you, sa bahay, sa lahat ng mga pinsan ko, family ko, and of course, sa B, sa Cylon, tsaka GWM. Thank you. Kay Boss Monching, kay Vice Jel, maraming salamat sa tulong nyo sa amin. Sana makuha natin sa third game.
And we will see you during the third game as they extend this playoff series against South Cotabato. Congratulations to our best player of the game, which is brought to us by Daily Fantasy. Hawak mo ang laro. Back to you, Javi and Coach Christian.
And the Biñan Tatakjel live to fight another day, winning Game 2 against the South Cotabato Warriors. Mag-aantay pa ng konti ang Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters kung sino ang makakalaban nila sa ating Southern Division semi-finals. What a ball game that was. Just like how South Cotabato got it in Game 1, Biñan does the same in Game 2 in come-from-behind fashion. What an electric ball game for the fans here at the Alonte Sports Arena. Larry Rodriguez provided the firepower in the first half, especially para sa South Cotabato Warriors alongside Jammer Hamito, who really put a lot of pressure on the defense of the front line of the Biñan Tatakjel. Felix Saprecu also came in and provided valuable minutes, as well as Jervy Cruz para kay Coach Elvis Tolentino. And then, of course, JP Calvo knocking down some huge baskets in the second half, especially that three-pointer that he had early in the fourth quarter to give some cushion to the South Cotabato Warriors. But then, Jmar Gimpayan helping the Biñan Tatakjel come back into the game with those big baskets in the fourth quarter. Mark Cruz tried to resurrect the South Cotabato Warriors and help them get the sweep here in Game 2. Unfortunately for them, the Biñan Tatakjel just getting good breaks here, especially from guys like Bamboy Raimundo. That was a big basket, and on the last play, they could not get that basket despite getting an open look. Let's now go over to our press conference with our winning coach and best player of the game.
Welcome to our post-game press conference together with us, Coach Boyet Fernandez and KG Caneleta. Coach, the story of Game 1 is almost the same. Pero ang different ngayon, kayo yung nakakuha ng panalo. Coach, what was the turning point of that team, Biñan, in this game tonight?
Bago sagutin ko yun, nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoon. Kasi they were shooting their threes, make it their threes early. But ang importante, na-miss nila. Also, nagpapasalamat ako sa buong Biñan na pumunta rito at nagsuporta sa amin. Kasi we're down by 10 or 12 in the third quarter, but they never gave up to us. Kaya lumaban yung players, and ang cue doon is we played really good defense in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. That's why we came back from 12 points down, and thanks to my players, they simply didn't give up, and we won this game, and really defense really makes work to tonight's game.
KG, one of the veteran of the team, together with Pingris, nakipagpakbakan kayo sa mga bata. Gaano kahirap yung naging laban nyo ngayon tonight? And also, yung i-lead ang Biñan para manalo ngayong gabi.
Well, to be honest, nagpapasalamat kami sa mga mas bata sa amin. Kasi during the game, may times na parang hindi kami effective. Pero nag-step up yung mga kasama namin na mas bata sa amin. So, ayun, parang total talaga, team defense, team effort. So, yun.
Coach Boyet, SC was scoreless in the last 3:08 of the game. What was the specific defensive game plan to shut them down in the end?
Well, what we did in the first game, binago namin dahil alam namin they're prepared for us. Pero nung last fourth quarter, ginawa namin ulit yung defensive scheme namin nung first game. And it works before first 3 quarters last game 1. And it works in the fourth quarter. So, it's just like, really my players who really work hard for this. They believe on that defensive scheme. They make it work. And that's why we really played good defense in the last quarter. Especially, medyo nagkamali lang kami nung last second, nung nung tumira si Jervy Cruz. Kaya it's really God's will. Kasi they're making their shots in the early part of the game. But on that crucial shot, open si Jervy, but he missed that shot. So, we thank the Lord for this. We thank my bosses. Boss Monchi has good advice for me. Early in the third, I changed my rotation, and it works. And I do thank Coach Boss Monchi for that, and also for management, the sponsors of Biñan, Tatak Gel, and especially the whole people of Biñan. Sana sumuporta ulit kayo next game namin sa Game 3. Thank you.
That was Coach Boyd Fernandez and KG Canaleta representing Biñan in our post-game press conference. Our game on Monday happening at the Mayor Vitaliano Agan Coliseum in Zamboanga City. That's Game 3 of Parañaque versus Zamboanga. And also on Wednesday happening here at the Yolonte Sports Arena, Game 3 as well between Biñan and South Cotabato. So it's going to be a very interesting end to the first round here in our South Division after our North Division semifinals cast has been completed last night due to the wins of Pampanga and Nueva Ecija. Thank you so much sa pagdalo sa aming coverage tonight. Para sa aking partner na si Coach Christian Luanz and our courtside reporter, Ms. Gianna Lianes, and for all the hardworking men and women of our production crew, executive producer Russell Torres, Direct Freddy Picardal. This has been Javi Palanya saying good night from Biñan City. Ito po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.